Morning, students. Today we'll start the new topic. New chapter. Chapter is chapter 11. Chapter 11. It's a conic section. Interesting topic. Interesting chapter. So, what the new things we'll study? Look at. I tell you. First of all, I want to tell you about conic section. So, section you can understand about parts. By cutting, obtained parts are called section. And conic, I am taking solid double cone. I am taking solid double cone. You can understand, you can see that this is my, just like that. These two are solid cone. These two are called double cone. And now I am cutting that and will obtain some section. So you can consider that it is cuttable or it is very solid like a carrot. So if you have a knife, suppose you have a knife and you want to cut it. So first I am cutting this portion just along its top or parallel to its top. So when you will cut the cone parallel to its top, you will have such kind of a upper surface of the rest part of the cone. This will be removed from here. So this particular section what you obtained, this will be called circle because it looks like that. When you will see the upper, it is three-dimensional figure. That's why you cannot understand it. But when actual thing you will look it now, that only it's a double cone, solid cone. When you cut this portion, it will remove from here. The rest portion, what it looks upside, that will be your circle. So one more thing, I want to write one by one on the same figure. This is my circle. Now, if you will cut this figure just like slant way, this type of cutting will give you some other figure. So when you will cut this portion, you will have this kind of figure on that. After cutting, this kind of a shape will appear on the rest part of the solid cone. This portion looks like that, or like that, or somewhere like that. So this is called a parabola. This is called a parabola, meaning that after cutting the solid cone, just like in slant way, obtained flat area on this particular solid cone will look like that, and this will be called a parabola. The third thing is, when you cut this particular solid cone just in slant way in the middle, how I obtained the circle when I cut the double cone parallel to the upper surface. But when I will cut particular double cone from the middle in the slant way like that, you will have this kind of a shape. This portion will be removed and this portion will be obtained. So this is just like an oval shape. You have seen lots of time when you cut the carrot in the salads, just in the slant way, you have a oval shape carrot. Sections you get in the solid cone. If we cut this particular solid cone in the slant way, you have this kind of a shape you will obtain on the upper surface on the rest part of the cone. This portion looks like that, and this is called ellipse. So try to understand. And last but not least, definitely you have double cone. If you will cut this particular double cone just in the vertical way from top to the bottom, you will have two kind of shape, one this one and second definitely this one, like that. So both together I will manage it, that this kind of this kind of a two same shape, two parabolic shape you will have, and when both together will give you new concept. It is called a hyperbola. It is called a hyperbola. So these four sections we will study in this chapter one by one. In first exercise we will talk about the circle, and then parabola, and then ellipse, and then finally hyperbola. But you know, only just want to introduce to you with the words conic section. I made all the double cone, solid cone, and tried to cut it. But while study all the things, circle or parabola, we won't study in the deep that. But we'll go with the locus of the point. We'll have some formulas, and the rest of the thing I will tell you at the time. But I don't think that I need to tell you again and again this kind of a section. So you don't worry about that. How it seems tough, but it is not so. It is not so. Okay, now let me introduce to you with first conic section, circle. And we'll study now circle. Circle. You have been hearing or studying that particular topic. You know that from the class, very small class, 6, 7. You heard about circle. But till 10th class, you just studied about the circumference or area or so on. But this time we'll have a new thing, equation. You know that when we in the last chapter we studied equation of line. You know, this time we will study about the equation of a circle. First of all, we'll try to know that what is circle. What is circle? So this is a very, again, a simple definition. This is a fixed point, suppose O. This is fixed point, suppose C. This is movable point P. This is movable point P. This is variable point P. And we put one condition for P. We put some condition for P that the locus of the point P, locus meaning path. The locus, path or way, because P is a movable point, P is a variable point, P will move on the board, but I will put a condition before it that P will move such that distance of P to the fixed point C is always constant or same. So if P will have a distance, suppose this is 2 unit, so definitely if P will move here, it has to be 2, P will move here, it has to be 2, P everywhere, wherever it will go, it will maintain the distance 2 from the center, that the path of the P, when you will trace out, you will have none else but it is a circle. So I am using the new word for you, that is called a locus. You don't worry about the word. Locus is none else but it is a path of the point which actually follow some proper condition according to question, but this time a specific condition that the locus or path of the point P such that its distance from center is remain constant all the time. So P cannot use that disperse like it is C, it is P cannot go here or here or here, because that time distance will vary, and distance should not vary, distance should constant. The path of the P, when you will trace out all the path of point P, you will have a circle. That only the initial definition of the circle. You must know, guys, you're in 11th class, that's why. Now I'll tell you equation, because you know, we already have seen the equation of line. Today I'm telling you the equation of circle. So first of all, I am telling you the equation of circle whose center is very interesting. Whose center is origin point and radius is r. This is the condition. Now equation of circle whose center is at origin point and radius is r. So okay, I'll start with the picture. This is x dash y dash. This is my origin point, and I'm intentionally I have the circle whose center is the origin point, whose radius is r. That's given. That is given. So one should know about that when it is r, this point will be r and 0. It's very simple. When it will be needed, definitely I'll take the help of this. Then after, how we can find the equation of circle whose center is origin point and radius is r? Let me explain something. I am taking here one point P. I don't think that I need it. Okay, P is xy. Let me explain. Whenever you try to form the equation of circle or line or any else, you have to take one variable point. And recently I taught you the definition of circle. The circle is none else but it is locus of point pxy. So you know P always lie on the curve. Whatever the equation you're forming, line or circle or parabola or hyperbola or any else, you have to take pxy as a variable point. So pxy is a variable point I have taken on the circle. And now let me explain something about. I taught you the radiuses are. If I join it, definitely it's gonna be a radius r. Then after what can we do? We will draw the perpendicular from point P to the x-axis. I name it M suppose. One should simply know when drawing a perpendicular from any point on the x-axis, it will actually form two distances from the origin. This distance is called x coordinate, and this vertical distance is gonna be y coordinate. That's simple. And that's only the thing by which we can simply get the answer. But I will tell you some deep thing that it is suppose theta. It is suppose theta. So I tell you one thing, that I am going to use trigonometry in OMP. And I use a cos theta. Cos theta is equal to, that is base upon hypotenuse x upon r. So x equal to r cos theta and sin theta. So perpendicular upon hypotenuse y upon r. So y equal to r sin theta. Before telling you anything, any more work, I just want to tell you first thing, which is very important, that we have a two kind of equation of circle, parametric equation of circle and Cartesian equation of circle. So very first time you are hearing that one, and Cartesian equation of circle will, these two things will find out. Before starting any more thing, let me explain. This is one of the important thing, and we will continue this study in the further of the chapter. But this is the portion which should be in your knowledge only. Because in the higher classes or after 12th, whatever you will prepare, this kind of terminology will come. Parametric equation of circle. So what it will be? So we already have found, look at x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. These two together will be called parametric equation of circle. Now keep remember, again I want to tell you, in class 12th, in the differentiation, it will come. So it should be in your knowledge that parametric equation of circle is x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. Always parametric equation is that shown by two variable x equal to and y equal to. So these two together will be told parametric equation of circle. Okay, now what is this? Cartesian equation. This will be only in x and y, and this will shown by one equation. This will be shown by two equation. So keep remember, x and y in separately in the third variable theta, when it expressed, it is called parametric equation. But in this particular, what I am going to do, squaring and adding these equations. Very interesting. Squaring and adding these equations. So you just square and add x square and y square. This r square cos square theta, and it is r square sin square theta. What you will have? X square, y square, r square, cos square theta plus sin square theta, 1. So what you have got, this is none else but it is the equation, it is the Cartesian equation of circle when its center is origin point and radius is a. So student, I request you, keep remember as it is, x square plus y square equal to r square is the equation of circle whose center is origin point and radius is r. So please keep remember this one, and this is also but it is very important to you guys. I tell you one thing, if you supposed to ask about theta, find the theta, you can divide these two. You can divide these two. R sin theta upon R cos theta. I taught you, you will slightly remember that. R sin theta upon R cos theta. This is y upon x cancel. R sin by cos tan theta is equal to y by x. And this is a procedure you remember in complex number we studied when the augmented amplitude we found. Augment or amplitude we found. This is the method. That time we saw the formula tan theta equal to y by x, and we can find theta from there. But this is extra knowledge. The main thing you already have studied about that, x square plus y square equal to r square. So keep remember, this is the important formula you have studied. Now let me quick come on the next concept, telling you again the same thing I will write. This time the equation of the circle whose center is other point like HK and radius is R. You know, in this particular only one change I have made, that the center was origin point instead of origin. If you have else center except double zero center like HK, what will be the equation of the circle? Look at it again by making some simple diagram. Like suppose this is a circle and this is have a center HK, and suppose this is a p variable point as usual. This distance is r, radius is r. You know it. Now I just draw the perpendicular. I have two distances. This distance will be h. This distance is gonna be k. I again draw the perpendicular. I have n, suppose. This distance is gonna be first x, and this distance will be y. Simple. Now I will find that distance only. This distance will be x minus h, and I just draw the perpendicular here only. This is gonna be L. So this distance is k. This distance also will be k. This whole was y. This k. So this distance is gonna be small distance will be y minus k. Like that. Now it is x minus h. This distance was x minus h. It's parallel, so it is again x minus h. Simple. Suppose this is a theta. This is theta. Suppose. Now I have a same thing. This was my center C, suppose CLP. So in triangle CLP, I will go with cos theta. Base upon hypotenuse. So r cos theta is equal to x minus h. So x is equal to h plus r cos theta, and sin theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse y minus k upon r. So r sin theta is equal to y minus k, or y is equal to k plus r sin theta. So I have got these two, and you already have understood that what I am going to speak. Actually these two together will be Cartesian equation. Sorry, it's a parametric equation of circle when its center is hk and radius is r. So answer is x equal to h plus r cos theta. This is extra knowledge, k plus r sin theta. These two together will be called a parametric equation. But this is not in that our particular syllabus. I tell you that what we have to study. We will take these two and we will add square and add. So again look at it. Taking x minus h equal to r cos theta and y minus k equal to r sin theta. I took these two and squaring it again. What you have? X minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta will be r square. So whatever the equation you have got it, Keep remember this is a Cartesian equation, which is our main equations which have to use in the further of the examples and exercise. So this is Cartesian equation of circle. So keep remember this is very important. Now two formulas we have seen, and both formulas depend on the center and radius. When center is given, radius is given, we will use one of the formula. When center is origin point, radius is r, you know answer, x square plus y square equal to r square. When center is hk, radius is r, we will use this formula. So hope you have got it. Nothing it was hard, but it was very interesting. Now let me tell you some more things. I just put one example that example number 2. Find the equation of a circle whose center is minus 3 and 2 and radius is 4. Now read the question. Read the question. Find the equation of circle whose center is given, radius is given. So the center is definitely hk. So I write here solution. Center hk is minus 3 and 2. Radius is 4. So equation of circle we have to find out, that is given by x minus h whole square, y minus k whole square equal to r square. Now put on the values, x minus plus and y minus 2 whole square equal to r square. So and this is 16. So I just want to pull your one attention towards that. It's very important. This is the answer you can drop here, no matter at all. But one very interesting thing I'm telling you, if you open this particular equation, what you will get? This is answer. I admit. Still, a student, if supposed to open it, what will he or she get? Look at x square plus 9 plus 6x plus y square plus 4 minus 4y equal to 16. What she or he will get? X square, y square, 6x minus is minus 4y and 9 for 13, meaning it is 3. What you have got? This is my real answer actually. So what I want to pull your attention towards the thing that after getting the general equation, that is actually equation. After opening that, you will have a general equation. And now keep remember the formation of general equation, in which x square will come, y square will come. Just I want to tell you one thing. In equation of line, we saw 5 types of line: 1 point form, 2 point form, intersect form, point slope form, and lastly it was a normal form. But last answer is always general form, ax plus by plus c. Same here in the circle, whether you are using two formulas or the formula, this kind of formula, but after opening that you will have a general equation, and general equation is x square plus y square, and only identity is very important. X square and y square always have their coefficient same, meaning and 1 also. So it is 1, always 1, they will be same and 1. Okay, so x square, y square, the term of x, term of y with the single power, they may not be there, they may be present, they may be absent, no matter at all, but these two are necessary term. And this is what is general term will be given now? The general term will be given now, x square, y square, the term of x is given by 2gx, the term of y is given by 2fy, and the constant term will be given by c. So remember that, students, the general form of the circle is given by x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Whatever the equations you will have, after opening that you will get this kind of situation. Now, what is my main aim to tell you the next? In this particular question, this was center and radius, it was provided, and you found the equation of circle. Now make the question reverse. If you are given the equation of circle and if you will be told to find the center and radius, what you will do? Again, I try to tell you that if you would have given the equation of circle in general form, and if you will be told to find the center and radius, what you will do? So, okay, now I'm telling you that if the equation is given, and definitely equation will be given in the form general equation of circle x square y square 2gx 2fy c. This is my circle, and now I will tell you that if circle is given to you, how you can find the center and radius. So okay, I am doing some special work here. Please try to understand. X square I am writing, 2gx I am writing here, y square I am writing, 2fy I am writing here, and c I just transfer c this side. Now I will make it complete square, and you know it, x square plus 2gx, I am adding g square, y square 2fy, I am adding f square. So if I added g square and f square this side, I have to make balance them. So I am also adding same quantity in the right hand side. Now it is balance. So why I have chosen g square and f square? Because after adding g square, it gonna be perfect square. After adding f square, it gonna be perfect square. And if I added g square and f square, I have to make balance. And for balance, I have to add same thing, same quantity in the right side. Okay. A square plus 2ab plus b square, it will be a plus b whole square. So it's gonna be x plus g whole square. This is gonna be y plus f whole square. And this is same. Now, I'm doing with interesting fact. This I will write x minus g. Look at them, write a lot. This plus. This I will write y minus f. And this I will write intentionally in square root. But I will make a square. Now balance. Square meaning this will remove, same quantity will be obtained. Minus plus same. Now you may be thinking that why I have done like that. Because I wanted to find the center and radius of this particular general equation from the general equation of the circle, and I converted that in the format x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to radius square. When you will compare with the equation x minus h whole square y minus k whole square equal to radius square, you will come to know that is the ideal equation. You already have studied that, where hk is the center and r is the radius. So can you compare x minus h? So center will be hk. Now your center will be h meaning minus j, and k meaning y minus k meaning minus f, and radius is square meaning g square plus f square minus c. So initially you can think that it is tough. It seems tough. It is not so. But I mean it that it is not tough. Now remember, students, whenever this kind of general equation will be provided to you, and if you will be told to find the center and radius, you don't do anything. You just compare with this equation. You find g, f, c. Again, I speak that whatever the questions will be given in this form, you will just first compare with this equation. You find g, f, c, and after finding g, f, c, you can find center and radius. No h, no k. But minus g, minus f, and c will be this one. So it all depends on g, f, c, and after finding g, f, c, you can find the center as well as radius. So I would speak. Just remember these formulas, please. This is very important formula for one and all. I think it is a final conclusion, final concept I taught you, and now we can do some questions. Definitely, look at I tell you. I have example number 3rd. Question says find the center and radius of the circle x square plus y square plus 8x plus 10y minus 8. This is my question. And again I tell you that this is none other but it is a general form. You know, x square plus y square plus x term plus y term plus constant term all will actually general form. And I have to find the center and radius. So what I will do? First of all, I will compare. On comparing the above equation, given equation by general form. What is general form? You know, x square y square 2gx 2y plus c equal to 0. So the coefficient of x is 2g. The coefficient of x is 8. So g will be 4. The coefficient of y is 2f. The coefficient of y is 10. So f will be 5. Then c will be 8 minus 8. You have found out everything GFC. Now, what you need to find? Center. So center was, you know, minus g and minus f. Don't write HK. Minus g and minus f. So what is minus g? Minus 4. And what is minus f? Minus 5. This is my answer. Very easy. Center. And radius? What the formula was? G square f square minus c. What is g square? 16. What is f square? 25. And minus c. C was minus minus plus 8. So all about 49. Meaning 7. This is the radius of this circle. So hope you have got. When general form will be given, use this concept and get center and radius. So this was all example, students. Now I will